What's up, everyone? Jeremy Majors here with Majors Academy Dog Training out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we are live once again. Dog training Q&A. We're here to talk dogs. Ask me anything you like. Know that your question will help out someone else's situation who has one similar than yours. Hopefully, it's a good Wednesday. Pop open one if you got one, and let's begin. So, let's talk about some puppies. Why don't we? All I got to say is, oh, hold on. Cheers, YouTube. On Facebook is being weird. Oh, that beer smells good. Cheers, Facebook. Okay, so my sister-in-law was gracious enough to. She's a photographer. Check her out if you don't know her. Erica Kraus Photography out of Pulaski. If you don't know, she's one of the best photographers in Green Bay. Might even be the best. She was gracious enough to come over and photograph each puppy individually and together, and they will be coming out soon, so look forward to that. That's awesome. Puppies are 5 weeks today. Okay, and we have 4 sold and 4 left. So if you're interested, let me know. Shoot me a text or a message, and we will try to see about getting you a puppy. We are being selective on who goes where based on their temperament. And what I can tell you, if you guys watch the videos enough, that their personalities are starting to come out big time. There's some feisty ones, there's some really laid back ones, and everything in between, and it is awesome. So far, the journey has been really cool. It's a lot of work, not gonna lie. I take care of dogs every single day, but puppies are obviously they go more frequent, they pee more frequently, and it's just cool to see them all out getting exercise, running and wrestling, and finally now they're old enough to be able to come outside. So they're coming outside, they're playing and enjoying. It's hot though. It's getting hot around here, and the mosquitoes are out. Ooh wee, the mosquitoes are out. So yeah, I've got them on some soft kibble now, and we are partying, man. It's really fun. Um, the photo shoot was fun. Um, just being out there wrestling with them. My kids are out there with them, having a great time. So this is my last week with my 2 boarding trains that I have, the German Shepherd and the Pit Bull, and they are both similar in the sense where they have been able, their pushiness have been able to really get their owners to do things for them. And that's one of the things that I really have to reverse. I want to make the dog realize that your assertions, your pushiness is not going to get what you want. Um, and that involves in, I'm really trying to just diminish anticipation. I'm really trying to make sure that they know that once they're calm and once they're collected, then they can get out of the crate. They can get to where they want to go, wherever they want to go. Some dogs don't even know where they want to go. Some dogs just go because they feel like they just got to be out and got to be going. Sorry, guys, I'm sweating a little bit because I was outside playing with the pups. But anyway, if you just joined in, feel free to ask any question that you like. We are here until about 9 o'clock, or until the questions run out, or until I stop being able to find something to talk about. But anything that has to do with dogs, let me know. Um, Ask me anything. So, once again, you know, when it comes to anticipation, I want to talk a little bit more about that because you can start from when the first day or first week or first 2 weeks or first month, how you want to think about your new dog is really constricting what choices they make in the beginning. And, it may not sound fun, but you really have to, if you want things to go smoothly, if you want the dog to not take over, not become territorial, not become possessive, you really want them to kind of settle into their freedom as opposed to just giving it to them. Um, Most people really want their dog to live their best life, but that looks like um, allowing the dog to do whatever they think the dog wants to do, and they conflate needs and wants. See, good dog people know what dogs need, and they provide that. And then anything the dog wants, they have to earn. Um, and when you can really lock in on, and it comes with experience, or you have to learn from someone. But when you once you're really able to lock in on providing what the dog's needs are, most dogs are very happy with that. They need to see consistency, and they need to see that you can give them what they need. Otherwise, they're not going to take you serious, i.e., they're not going to even view you as someone who can teach them. And that's a really weird place to be for a dog because a dog is not as smart as a human. But some dogs out here are manipulating their owners, they're training their owners. All right, we got our first question. Anxiety dogs. What is best approach when wanting to leave them alone in home for short periods? Well, you have to start with getting them to, uh, if their anxiety is destructive, then you have to put them in a crate. Even if their anxiety isn't, even if their anxiety isn't destructive, the most basic way, the crate is a training tool, a big one. And so, what you have to do is make sure that you are giving them something to do while they're at home, despite them wanting to do it or not. Which just means it can be something as simple as don't let your dogs follow you around the house. Don't let your dogs be near you when you eat. And if your dog does annoy you, get the dog to respect your annoyance. So that looks like telling them to go lay down on their bed away from you. Um, that's going to create a safe, your space is now going to be something that they can feel secure in based on your guidance, your leadership. You're telling them you need to go chill out. Whatever they're worried about or whatever they're being obnoxious about. See, obnoxiousness and anxiety are like really closely linked. Pushiness and anxiety. Pushiness could be anxiety driven. Some dogs pace around the house. Again, some dog, big one. Some dogs follow their owners around the house. Tell them to go away. That's what's going to create calmness in your space. And then they will default to that instruction when you leave. That's the beauty of it. If you create, say they have a bed by the fireplace and you have the couch or whatever, if you make your dogs go lay down on that bed, they're going to do that now because you've made them feel safe. They're going to do that when you leave the house. Record it, put it on video. If you do it enough, the dogs always resort to where they feel safe the most. And if they're allowed to follow you around the house, then they're only going to be concerned with where the hell you are. And then when you leave, they're going to get anxious because you're not there and because they always are allowed to follow you around the house. So do not let them follow you around the house. Do not let them crowd you when you eat. Do not let them crowd you when you're annoyed with them. Let's say you're on the couch and you're watching TV and they're being annoying or they're being territorial. Bark, 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 bark. Again, it is number one duty to there's so many issues that can stem from allowing your dogs to bark inside the house. Um, they become obnoxious with guests, with the community, with other dogs. Anything can set them off, the UPS man, all that stuff. Um, so really give them something to do despite what they want to do. If they're looking out the window and they're barking outside the window, or all the other scenarios I mentioned, go tell them to go lay down. It'll be the best thing for them. It'll be convenient for you, and it'll also make having people over a little bit easier to deal with because they won't be able to just bombard them, jump on them, bark at them, charge them, or even worse. Hope that answers your question. You got to give anxiety a job to do, otherwise, it's going to just remain or get worse. And that's no life for a dog. That's no life for a dog to remain anxious every day or even get anxious every day. Relieve them of it. Tough love. I hope that answers your question. Feel free to ask another. Those of you who just joined in, also ask, please. Please ask any question that you like. It can be talk about aggression. We can talk about anxiety. We can talk about leash pulling. We can talk about recall. We can talk about electronic collars, e-collars. We can talk about prong collars. We can talk about positive reinforcement. We can talk about everything you want, anything you want to know. I love it. So ask away. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's the number one. There's just three or four different uh, behaviors that everyone that calls me, I go through the same questions. Doop, 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 doop. And you know, people are like, "Wow, you know my dog. How do you know my dog?" Because I know that A leads to B and B leads to C. I know those things just because I'm talking to all these people about their dogs and stuff. And it's great. It's fine. He lets me know that I can help you. Lets me know that I can help anybody watching. Um, Anxiety and stuff though takes a lot from the owner if you're going to do it on your own. It's going to take convincing. You have to convince the dog that you're not going to give up. You're going to continue to. There's no trick, there's no way around it, there's no special magic place. I mean, if you really want reliability, if you want your dog to really, again, they should look to you as someone that they can trust, someone that they can respect, someone that they can rely on. If they're doing all this barking and pulling and naughty behavior outside, they just don't think of you as they should. You're not who you should be if your dogs are doing all that, jumping, barking, pulling, food begging. You're not really even. You're not even really. You don't even really know your dog when your dog's doing all that. That's not even who they are. That's just who the environment makes them. When they come to me, I find out who they are. If they have proper leadership, then you figure out who they actually are. That's what's powerful about me spending time with your dog. I get to know who they are past the anxiety, past the aggression, past the reactivity, past the obsessive behaviors. All that stuff is not who they are. Now, there's dogs that are prone to be that way more than others. But again, that's who they have to be. They're in survival mode. Your dog's barking their head off in your house. They're working out survival tactics. Like they're not secure. They don't feel safe. You will have to sacrifice all those. You will have to sacrifice some of that cuddle crap. Cuddles, pets, treats, snuggles. That's what everyone's good at, and it doesn't take any effort. I mean, anyone can do that. But I question if you are actually a dog lover or not. Do you actually love your dog enough to do what's good for them instead of getting anything all those snuggles and treats and all that stuff, that's for us. We get that. We get something out of that. We feel when we walk in the door and we're petting the dogs and this and that. That's the number one thing. Now here's a test. If you are really about improving your dog's behavior, then when you walk in the door, try not or do not acknowledge them in a positive way. Now, a lot of people, they'll say, tons of people, they'll say, I can't do it. Okay. Well, then, I hate to say it, but either you shouldn't have a dog or you don't know what actually having a dog means. There's a reason why the dog is unbalanced. It's too much enabling behavior. It's too much. Dogs are they are hierarchy. They want to move up the hierarchy, and they do see you as someone who they don't have to listen to, or they do have to listen to. Even puppies, man. Puppies lick first and bite. They're trying to figure out if you're food. Honestly, it's acted out in wolves. Wolves, they're cunning that like that. They'll even seem like they're being friendly, but they're they're licking and then they're biting, right? Which means they're figuring out shit. Excuse my language. They're figuring out stuff. So they're licking and then they bite and then they may bite a little harder. They're trying to figure you out. They're poking at you to try and figure out how far they can take, how far they can take it. Um, they're trying to figure out how far. What are you like? They're figuring you out. Even that pit bull that I have, she's so easily excited. She's so easily excitable. And even when she's playing with you, she's figuring out information. We're going to talk more about that. First, I'm going to answer some questions. Oh my God, he barks terribly in the house. I already know. I know. I know. That's the reason why all those things are tied together. Okay. Here we go. Angie says 9-month-old lab who has selective listening. He comes when he wants to. How do we train him better to come when called? Same with catch. He gets the ball, slash bird, and comes back and thinks it's a game and won't give it to you. Gets all excited and likes to chase me. Try getting it away from me. I give up and walk away, and then playtime is done. Okay, so let's answer the first question first. Better recall. So, two different ways. One, well, one will be easier than the second, but it's the same shit. Okay, so when he doesn't come, right? You give him a chance. Say whatever his name is. What's his name? Doesn't matter. You say, Rover, come. He doesn't come. You got to go get him. Go get him. Go get him, and you can be displeased with him for not listening to what he already knows. But you got to he's got to take you seriously when you say the word come. If he doesn't, if he knows that there's there's wiggle room, sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. That's when you'll get what you got. And even again, even if that recall is really good, every now and then they're going to test to see if you're really about what you say you are. Does come mean come? Try that. If you have a backyard, hopefully you have a fenced in backyard. Or, okay, this is what I do with every board and train dog. And they all do it. I let them out, and eventually they have free roam. I say, Bella, come. If she looks at me, I make sure that they hear me. I make sure that they heard me. If she looks at me and she keeps sniffing, mm-mm, no, I'm coming to get you now. And either you're going to run back into the crate, or I'm going to chase you down, not running, walking, and you're going to get exhausted, and you're going to sit, and then I'm going to grab your collar or leash you up, and then we're going to where I want you to go. But they got to know, the key of it is they have to know that you're going to come after them. And again, you can be annoyed that they gave you the middle finger. Like, I don't have to listen to you. Make that one a good one, hey? Of all the commands, make that come a priority. So if they don't come, go get them. And if they try and run away from you, keep letting them run. They will get tired. But you can't give up before they do. If they know that you're going to give up, then the value of your word becomes less and less and less. So to actually mean, I can get my dogs to come despite them not wanting to come. They know that if they don't, I'm going to put pressure on them because I have to have that command very good. If come doesn't mean I need you to come right now, then you run the risk of running in the street, running after a deer, running after another dog, running after another person, whatever, squirrel, bird, all of them can lead to their demise. So you got to get them to come. Now, again, when you let them out, it'll help you if you leash them up before you let them out. You leash them up, let them drag the leash around. It makes it a little bit easier for you to catch them. So that is the hardest way. The treats is no. That is the hardest way, but once you get it, it's the most reliable way. For the next 3 times, Say in your mind, dedicate yourself that you're going to do exactly what I just told you to do, that you're going to go get them if they don't listen to you. And I guarantee you, by the fourth time, it may even happen the second time. Because for me, it's the second time. Dog's like, he looks up, he may look down again, but they're coming. They're coming inside. But they got to know that you're going to put pressure on them. All right? Okay, next question that you got. Same with catch. He gets the ball slash bird, comes back and thinks it's a game and won't give it to you. He gets all excited, like chase me, try getting it away from me, and try getting it away from me. I give up and walk away, and then playtime is done. So this is what you do. Try this. You sit in your chair, you throw the ball or you throw the bird, and then you just chill out. Don't do anything. Freaking get on your phone. Let him go through his goofy shit. Sorry, I'm cursing a lot today. I'm sorry. Let him go through his goofy crap. And if he wants, I want you to figure out his willingness to play again. You shut down play. Don't walk away. You shut down play by just sitting there and let him figuring out how do I get this again. But if you just pursue him and then you get the ball and then you do it again, well then he's training you. So you throw the ball, you throw the bird, and he comes back. He starts doing his little dance, tries to get you to do something, and you don't do a damn thing. You just wait and see what happens. He might figure it out himself. He might go, well, if I like that game of chase, how do I get to do that again? Some dogs will just put it in your lap. Some dogs will drop it in front of you and be like, okay, I'm ready to go again. So try that first. And if that doesn't work, you can't, I mean, you can, but in my opinion, you really shouldn't force them to do something that they love to do, especially if they're willing to give it up for you, if you just give them enough time to figure it out. So I would do that first. I'd let him figure it out. If he doesn't want to play, at that point, then you can kind of put a little force into him and say, "Come over here and drop it." You know what I'm saying? So give that a shot first. Let me know how it goes. Come back next week. Let me know how it goes, and I'll give you another solution. All right, let's keep rolling, guys. Oh, those of you who just joined, please feel free to ask any question that you like. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook, and we're having a good time. Okay, Chris says 2-year-old Rottweiler. We've had him for 5 months. We've had him 5 months. Woo! You rescued a 2-year-old Rottweiler. Wow, good for you. 5 month resource guards very aggressively. That's Rottweilers towards our other dog. They're separated. However, he will go 0 to 1,000 in a second. That's Rottweilers. If a toy or food is around and he sees our other dog, towards us, there's no aggression. Thank God. Towards us, there's no aggression. He doesn't want to release, but we can take something from him. Whoo-wee! Yo, I give y'all props, man. My God. 2-year-old Rottweiler. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Listen, guys, man, listen. Let me give you some truth here. And you may not want to hear it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. 2-year-old Rottweiler, you rescued a 2-year-old Rottweiler. Yo, you guys got lucky that he ain't tearing you guys up. Lucky. You got lucky. Good dogs don't get given up, okay? Dogs are given up because aggression. Because, well, they're given up because aggression, number one. some sort of aggression. And Rottweilers are super known to be food aggressive, resource aggressive, just 0 to 100 type dogs, man. That's what makes them really tough. And they're hard to read too, because they don't have a tail. A lot of Rottweilers don't have a tail. So their mood goes from like just being stiff to being like crazy. It'd be interesting. I'd be interested to know where you got the dog from. Who convinced you to have a Rottweiler? I mean, if you're experienced with that, hey, like I said, more power to you. But all right, let's talk about your question here. So, what you got to do, man, is give this dog a consequence that will make them reconsider going ham on your other dog. You have to give this dog a consequence that, again, makes the dog go, that's not worth it. Okay. And you, Rottweilers are very stubborn dogs. And if you give them a consequence, they might even get more amped up. So be careful. But um, bottom line, if you want that solved, that's what has to happen. The dog has got to receive some sort of consequence that make them go, all right, that choice is not an option for me. I should choose something else, like walk away. That would be the best bet. Or here's the other deal, guys. You've had them for 5 months. Don't if they want something, don't. I don't leave toys around. I don't leave bones around. It just causes tension between dogs. I have two males and one female, so there's going to be some tension because of that dynamic. I don't give my dogs toys or bones inside the house at all, and I play with them individually. So they do get time with toys and they do get time with bones, but um, they're usually in their own separate space. So a crate or a room or something like that. There's not going to be a threat of another dog, even though they get along. I'm just not going to even. I want my dog to enjoy their toy or their bone without the threat of another dog. That's just kind of how I uh, keep my dogs from, because the more that all that stuff is around, the more tension that is built. Even though there's not fights that happen, there's still things that there's like a, you allow dogs to get annoyed, and then blah, that stuff happens. And it may not even happen in that scenario where there's both toys and bones. It may happen at the door. It may happen when you um, are feeding them. It may happen when you're petting them. Um, it may come out that way. And so I don't, you know, especially the dog is still new to you in a sense. 5 months is a good amount of time, but the dog should not. There shouldn't be toys and bones out. You definitely want to take a break from it if they've already kind of gotten to a scuffle or whatever. Take a break from it. They don't need that to be happy, or and give it to them in a separate room. Let them enjoy that stuff away, but pick it up. Don't leave them out. That would be my suggestion. It'll help reestablish their relationship a little bit better too. Now, here's the other thing. You got to make sure that you do have a certain level of control over both dogs in order for them to actually be cordial. At the very least, they should be able to coexist. But you got to be able to show each dog that you have control over each dog. Otherwise, they are free to dictate how they feel towards one another. And it's like, yeah, you may not like each other. However, you're not going to fight because that would be bad. Does that make sense? I dealt with Rottweilers that were fighting, two males, 120-pound plus, big old dogs. One was named Coach, one was named Reggie. They were fighting. And it all had to do with resource guarding for attention. They will resource guard attention, guys. So I had to coach the owners, not to give attention in certain time at certain times. And then also gain the ability to pet one dog at a time and be able to tell the other dog to go away. Because once again, when you walk through that door, most people, if they have more than one dog, the dogs are competing for your attention. They're moving each other out of the way. Sometimes they could fight. Sometimes they get into a scuffle, an argument, and you just want to avoid that. That again is really feeding into the cup. And once the cup gets full and boils over, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why they're fighting. I don't know what happened. It came out of nowhere. They're unpredictable. No, that's not true. There's no dogs that is unpredictable, and there's no behavior that comes out of nowhere unless your dog is sick. So there are things that lead up to fighting, that lead up to conflict. We have to identify those and we have to cut them off before the cup overflows. All right. I hope that makes sense for you. Please feel free to ask another question or go more in depth about your situation. The more details I get, the more I can help you. Um, but take charge of the Rottweiler. Make sure he knows that there's no fighting over anything that's not allowed. All right. Um, yeah, it's tough. But anyway, those of you who are watching, please feel free to ask a question. Ask as many as you like. That includes you, YouTube. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. We're having a good time. Uh, yeah, Rottweilers are tough, man. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Um, last Rottweiler I got into training was a female, alpha female too. I mean, would mark her territory all over the place. That's how you know you have an alpha female. If she's marking her territory, she's pooping multiple times on the walk, marking her territory. You got an alpha female. Quickly, quickly identify it. But it's also an insecure dog. Dogs that mark are insecure. All that marking is insecurity. I need to I need to let people know that I'm around. And get out of here. The cool thing is when dogs come to me, they start off that way because I'm walking those dogs on a retractable leash. And so I allow them after some good healing to go do what they think they need to do. So they can sniff, pee, poop, and all that stuff, right? And the cool thing is like when you give them that freedom, you can see the progression of security that they feel from me and my structured and what my structured environment provides. So they naturally stop wanting to mark as much because they don't feel the need to do it. Isn't that cool? Some of y'all dogs, some of you guys' dogs mark everywhere because there's a bunch of dogs everywhere too. Like there's just a bunch of dogs close to their territory, which they would happily do if they were in the wild. It's what all like mammals do. They're marking their territory, they're creating the perimeter, and they're making sure that there's fresh scent saying, "Hey, this territory is taken around here." So, um, it's just cool to see them not want to mark as much as my training uh, gets into them. It's really cool to see them just relax on a walk and not be so neurotic about seeing, finding, and investigating. And it's hard for the average person to distinguish between a dog investigating, peeing, pooping out of necessity versus a dog just hunting, or a dog just, again, casually walking. Sometimes they find something that's interesting, and sometimes they will just walk away. But the dogs that are in need of training are the ones who are constantly wanting to pull here, pull there, poop here, poop there, pee here, pee there. Those dogs are the ones that need the help because they are acting out acting out of survival mode, acting out of necessity. They think they need to do that. We want to take that away, guys. Us as dog owners, we really want to take away their ignorance. It is ignorant because they feel they have a different perception of what the world actually is. Dogs should be able to just relax and be just as calm as you are. If you are walking and you're in a safe environment, they should feel that same way too. And that doesn't look like a bunch of pulling. So if your dog is just going and going and going, you're leaving them stuck in ignorance, really. And that's tough. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think what I just said. You guys agree or disagree? I really like getting my dogs to I really like roughhousing with my dogs. How many of you guys play with your dogs? You guys don't understand that play is so important. Play is not even really play. I can even question that. Play is a test. Play is a test of strength. Are you worthy of my, like, subordination, or can I take over? Dogs will act that out in a playful manner. Are you worthy? And if you have a big, powerful breed, to some degree, you do have to be either very savvy with training or somewhat strong physically, because they're reading all of that. I mean, even if you can't even keep your dog still, if they know that they can just plow you ahead and you're coming with, that lets them know that you're really not worthy of my subordination. Can you get your dog to stay still while they're on leash and not try to keep going forward? I want to go this way, this way. That's step number one if you have a reactive dog on leash. Get the dog to stop moving. Plant your feet and get the dog to stop moving. Can you do that? Because if you can, that's going to tell the dog that they are following you and not the other way around, guys. There's everybody you see, 99% of people. Just take a hey, here's something for you guys. Notice when you go out walking with your dog, or just I don't care if you're driving or going anywhere. Notice how many people are following their dog. 99% of people are following their dog. It's this thing that people think that a harness is the proper way to walk the dog. Good lord. No. Excuse me. No. Where do we put that? The horse bit. Why do we put it there? Same thing as a dog collar. Got to be on the neck, man. Hope I'm not missing any of you guys' questions here. Um, yeah, it's got to be on the neck. Hmm. So, anyway, guys, with that being said, whew, this was good. This was fun. I thought about a lot of good stuff. But anyway, we'll get off here, guys. If you guys don't have any questions, please feel free to give me a like, give me a share, give me a subscribe if you got any value out of it. Um, Also, DM me with any questions. That's totally cool too. I would appreciate it. But we're going to end it here because I'm hungry and I'm sweating. We'll see you guys next week. All right. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.